Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. Very happy to have you along this morning. I want to get to traffic really quick. So what's the drive-through line traffic right now?
Drive-through. I have to ask our producer Brett.
Are we red? Are we closed? Are we doing okay?
Listen, Brett walked in and said, "Anybody want Chick-fil-A?" I'm like, me. And so,
and listen, it's all green because I swear he came in and asked you, and I turned around and you were eating it.
That was fast.
It was
very
fast.
It really was fast.
Yeah. Way to go, Brett.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Good job by Brett. Good job by you.
Yeah, so if you were not watching on THV 11, you're just watching Plus. I got caught with a mouthful of food when I was supposed to be doing the traffic a few minutes ago.
I will say this, as a kid whose mom was a teacher, who were jumping in the car, we're going, I did want to know the traffic and the monitor situations on the joints where you're going through donuts, you're going through fast food, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, we didn't have time for breakfast. We got to go. We're running late.
That was us too.
You got your shoes on. What's the traffic like in the drive-through?
Right.
That is like need to know
Maybe,
information.
yeah.
I think that's a whole new segment idea. Is what that is.
I think we need a sponsorship. All right, let's see what's going on right now just across the metro area, and really nothing big, nothing that's going to be a big surprise anyway. Just a usual slowdown here on 30 eastbound. So let's look at exactly how slow it's going. It's starting to move pretty slowly there, just past Alexander, 30 eastbound, 28 miles per hour, and it's slow all the way from the 430 interchange to Bryant. And really, that's the only place. This has been such a beautiful view this morning. I just want to show it again. This is the 430 River Bridge, and you can see that fog that Tracy is about to tell you about, but not a lot of volume on the roads just yet. And our drive times into downtown Little Rock looking pretty good, although I think in Jacksonville it's slowing things down again if you're coming in from Jacksonville and Cabot on 57. So 24 minutes, not too bad, but it is starting to increase. Tracy, how is that?
Well, it's gotten a little bit better, but of course there's a lot of traffic on the roads now, so that's going to increase things a little bit as well. So again, take your time this morning, maybe a little bit dense in areas, especially if you're going to be around any waterways. But 7 at the airport right now, but we're seeing along Interstate 30, of course, they're having some issues around Malvern and Arkadelphia. Pine Bluff as well has been up and down all morning. As we are looking a little bit further north, Stuttgart around 3 or so, 5 for Hot Springs. So again, just take your time this morning. This is what we are seeing from downtown. Again, that blanket of fog, but we're starting to see a little break in the clouds a little bit, and a nice little sunrise there to start your morning off just right. We are seeing again the fog out there. It's a little bit lower with a few of those clouds, so you may have to turn those windshield wipers on this morning, but it will pass here soon. It may stick around for another hour or two, but we should be all done with our drive times by then. Currently it is 63 in the capital city. You can see it's really warm to our south compared to northern Arkansas, and that's all because of a boundary that pushed through yesterday, that warm front keeping things really warm to our south. Could see some records broken down here in southern Arkansas today. We'll talk about when it's going to start to feel like fall again coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. We are following new developments out of England this morning following the arrest of former assistant principal and boys basketball coach Trent Morgan.
Morgan has resigned from his job, signing the resignation letter from a jail cell. The school board accepted that resignation overnight, but the news is still shaking the small Lonoke County community, including England Superintendent Dr. Judy Hubble, who says the district is trying to keep everyone calm as the investigation moves forward.
Police tell us the case didn't end with Morgan's arrest. They expect more interviews today and plan to review additional evidence gathered through the search warrants.
This being a coach and assistant principal, we did not want him to leave the area with a bus full of kids. So myself and some deputies come down to locate him. And we located him at the bus lot at the England School District, took him into custody, and brought him to the England Police Department.
For now, the police chief there is trying to calm fears in the community while the superintendent works to keep classrooms steady.
Morgan's arrest also leaves the boys basketball team without a head coach. The superintendent calling it a crisis and asking the board to name the girls coach, David Mackey, as interim.
Morgan will make his first appearance in court this morning at 8, a little under an hour from now. We will have updates on THV 11 Plus.
A Pulaski County judge has ruled that former Little Rock police officer Charles Starks is owed more than $70,000 in back pay. The court order finds Starks should receive $52,000 in salary from the period between his firing and his resignation. He'll also receive more than $17,000 in pre-judgment interest, over $2,000 in attorney's fees and additional costs. The ruling follows the settlement with the city earlier this year with the family of Bradley Blackshear, the 29-year-old who was shot and killed by Starks during a 2019 traffic stop. A prosecutor later ruling the shooting was justified, but it did spark widespread protests across Little Rock.
In a THV 11 update, a bipartisan bill could soon force the Justice Department to make a portion of unclassified Jeffrey Epstein investigation files public. The measure cleared both the House and the Senate with overwhelming support and is now headed to President Trump's desk for his signature. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
Once a long shot,
the bill is passed.
Now a done deal. 427-1, House lawmakers approved a measure to force the Department of Justice to release files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Hours later, unanimous consent to clear the Senate once the bill arrives today.
The Senate has now passed the Epstein bill.
We did it! Outside the Capitol, Epstein survivors celebrated after sharing their stories.
This was me at 14 years old. I was a child.
Jenalisa Jones spoke about how she met Epstein at his home in Palm Beach.
It was my first encounter with a man, and in that manner, and it set the tone for the rest of my life.
Tuesday's vote, the culmination of months-long pressure and drama on Capitol Hill.
What do the American people want to know? They want to know who else visited Epstein's Island, who raped young girls, who abused young girls.
I want to see every single name released so that these women don't have to live in fear and intimidation.
After working to try and get some Republicans to vote against the measure, President Trump has said he would sign the Epstein documents bill. Still Tuesday, he bristled at questions.
You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax.
And called it a distraction, posting on social media he wants Republicans to focus on all of the victories since he took office. Jared Hill, CBS News.
A House bill heads to the Senate today, and with Tuesday night's unanimous consent deal, it is expected to sail through. Once President Trump signs it into office, if he does, the Justice Department will have 30 days to release the unclassified Epstein files with some protections for survivors and other sensitive details. Trump has also asked the DOJ to look into possible ties between Epstein and high-profile Democrats, which could limit what's ultimately released. And this morning, state lawmakers are responding after the vote to release the petition. Representative Rick Crawford says he is confident the move will lead to more information and hopefully help victims find peace. Representative Steve Womack from Northwest Arkansas didn't vote because he is home with a sick family member, but he echoed that support, saying he would have voted yes because, quote, the federal government owes the American people transparency and accountability.
An Arkansas lawmaker is warning that new restrictions on SNAP purchases risk cutting off rural communities if retailers are not given clear guidance. The USDA signed off in June, letting Arkansas block SNAP purchases of sodas, sugary juice-added beverages, and certain sweets. According to the Arkansas Advocate, Senator Jonathan Dismeggs has the proposed rules set to begin July 1st of next year force small stores to choose between costly classification systems or risking non-compliance. He argues that without workable options, many mom and pop businesses might stop accepting SNAP entirely.
Camden is getting another boost in defense manufacturing. L3 Harris Technologies broke ground Tuesday on a new massive solid rocket motor campus. The Arkansas Advanced Propulsion Facilities will span 110 acres with more than 20 buildings, increasing large rocket motor production sixfold. Now, the campus will support missiles, interceptors, hypersonic vehicles, and other critical defense programs.
Well, today we're really building the future of propulsion for American defense, really about keeping the homeland safe and really the ability to produce propulsion for a number of critical programs for missile defense, strategic deterrence, and enable the military to have the best capability and as much capacity of it as they possibly can have. So we're going to be able to do multiple programs in this facility. It's going to create incredible opportunity for our employees to continue to grow and continue to contribute to our country's safety.
L3 Harris has made rocket motors in Camden since 1979, producing more than 115,000 a year. Officials say the expansion will strengthen U.S. defense capabilities and bring high-paying jobs and economic growth to the community.
Now let's check in with Ashley King and a check of the traffic this morning. Ashley, how's it going?
Well, we do have an accident that is in Jacksonville this morning in the same place we saw an accident yesterday. They've been doing a lot of construction on 57, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why we're seeing some confusion on the roads, maybe some lane shifts that is causing these accidents. People just need to slow down as you're going through these construction areas and be aware that there may be some differences on your morning commute. But let's take a closer look at where this accident is in Jacksonville. It's near mile marker 10, and it's really slowing down traffic all the way to 8 miles per hour if you're coming in on what was 167, now 57 southbound. But it does have one lane blocked and the left-hand shoulder blocked with this accident. And then we have our slowdowns that are happening at the North Terminal Interchange. It was a little bit slower on 57 southbound here just a few minutes ago, but traffic is getting held up, I think, in Jacksonville now. 40 westbound looking slow around North Hills Boulevard, and 30 eastbound. This is what it looks like if you're coming in from Saline County. Just a typical slowdown there. This is a look at that accident I was just telling you about, so you can see it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but they definitely have the construction happening. And give yourself some extra time if you're coming in from Cabot or you're coming in from Jacksonville to downtown Little Rock. It's going to take a little bit longer than usual. Tracy?
Yeah, we've got a little of that patchy fog out there this morning too. It's not too terrible right now, but it could be a little bit more dense in a few areas. Now we're starting to see just a little bit of sunshine out there, which is nice, and it's going to be very warm today, but we do have a boundary pushing through overnight tonight. That's going to give us a great chance for some rain overnight tonight, heavy at times into tomorrow morning's commute. So we'll be dealing with that, so plan ahead and make sure you leave early. We're going to also see another round of rain coming through. Hopefully it's out of here by Friday morning. We're still waiting to see with that second round pushing through early next week, and that might impact your travel plans. We're going to keep an eye on that stuff next week. Not too worried about it right now. We need to focus on this flood risk that we do have for your Thursday, looking at that slight and marginal risk for portions of the state, and we're going to start to see that pushing in overnight tonight around 3 a.m. and it will make its way into central Arkansas. Some of these could be a bit strong and some heavier rain, as you can see around Hot Springs and Arkadelphia to Queen, continuing to push through into central Arkansas. You got it right during the rush hour. So we'll talk more about that and exactly how much rain is headed our way coming up in just a couple of minutes.